we've always been called the Queen City of the South. Some say it's because of our booming economy. Others say it's because of our tourist destinations, while others say it's because of our rich, colorful history. But personally, I think it's because of our vibrant art scene. I'm not your queen of the South, but today I will be your tour guide and I'll have you meet some of the most talented people I know here in my Cebu. Whenever friends drop by here in Cebu, I always point them to Larshan whenever they're looking for a place to eat because it's kind of like a landmark here. And today we are going to talk to Ara and Christian, who are filmmakers here based in Cebu. And I've also worked with them before, so we're gonna talk about film with them while eating some barbecue.
Here in Larshan, as you can see, it's like feast every day. You know, like you open your homes to your visitors, which distinct that it's Cebuano.
Ang maganda kasi dito sa Larshan, personalized yung service namin. Kung anong gusto na luto nyo, yun ang gagawin namin.
So glad to be talking to my friends again after a while. This is Ara, this is Christian. They're filmmakers. They've been filmmakers for the last 10 or so years, actually. And they were among the people who started this new wave of modern Cebuano filmmaking. And they've had a number of feature films under their belts. That's great. Among them, Miss Bulalakaw for you. Christian, you did Aberia, you did Super Psycho Cebu, which I so loved.
Chai ko na share. Went to college at UP Cebu. I met her there. She's very sabaan.
The thing about Cebu, the Cebu filmmaking community, we're so small like that, and so we call our friends to like, can you audition? Which is also pretty much how I got into their features.
Pack.
Murag dili
Tinamoy ka ng toyo lang.
This is puso, by the way.
We have puso.
Yeah.
We don't have to use plastic to balot our rice.
Biodegradable, and there's an art to weaving this, actually. Okay, going back, what are the themes that you've tackled in the films that you've done?
From what I've observed, I go to Sinmarayan, it's a regional film festival. Mostly sa Mindanao, it's mostly social, political. Dagan silang may reklamo dito. Cebu, as ko na-notice kay, there's a lot of religious iconography and religious subjects.
Yeah.
Because we're a Catholic.
The only Cebuano digital film that's probably made its money back is Patay na si Jesus. This is the first Cebuano digital film to have broadcasted nationwide, and yet the fact that it's in Cebuano did not deter the numbers.
But what I've noticed is there's a perception that people think that Cebuano films or regional films are bad. But what I've noticed is the first time they watch it, they actually get surprised that it's good.
Nindot lagi ba?
So the trick is just to get them to watch it. Till now, people are saying, "Where can we watch your films?" You know,
Yeah.
and it's so frustrating. That's why I made Super Psycho Cebu, and I really own that film, so I can show it to the nearest bar, you know, or whoever. If there's a house party and they want to show it, then I'm open to that.
Okay, so despite all of that, why are you still at it? I mean, why am I still here? Why am I still at it? What's the reason for us, the three of us, and our peers?
If we don't tell these stories, who will? If we don't make films that we want to see, who will?
The importance of language is, you know, before you can be conscious of something, you have to have a word for it, right? So for me, language is a whole universe in itself, and that the universe of Bisaya needs more representation in the media.
Personally, I think I want to keep telling stories because stories are important for me, for communities, and for us as a region, and eventually for the entire country. And that's my contribution, I think, to the entire community here. So I'm going to keep doing this thing, and I'm also gonna keep eating. So. Cebu may very well be called the country's premier fashion hub just by the sheer number of talented designers that we have here. But today, we're going to meet one who's trying to shine a spotlight on Cebu's traditional weaving. Let's go check it out.
How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Very good.
This is a nice shop. This is new.
Yes. Thanks for coming. Actually, it's been like 2 months pa.
Is all that's here yours, or
No.
are you also
We
one?
started this like a group of designers. There's jewelry designers, there's t-shirt companies, there's bag designers. So a mix of local designers, para made in Cebu ang dating.
It's a very
Yes.
Cebuano shop.
Yes.
I like these. What are these?
This is actually made of hablon. I'll show you my work here.
Okay. How long have you been working with the material?
I think it's like 3 to 4 years ago I started this, and then I tried to went to Argao, tried to meet with all the weavers and talk to them about how we can work together.
What exactly is hablon?
Well, hablon is actually the term for the weaving process, and the material is called hinablon. In Cebu, we call it hinablon. That's already the finished product, and it's made actually of a lot of materials from cotton to cotton polyester. There's also even abaca. Actually, anything can be woven actually, but it's really up to the weaver or the designer how to create a textile.
Now, I'm wondering about hablon. Has it always been around? Because fairly few people know about it, but it's traditional Cebu weaving, right?
Yes, actually, it's been like there for ages, and people in Argao has really like tried to develop it a long time ago, but it naturally died down. It hasn't been passed on from generations yet, so we're trying to revive it. As a fashion designer, parang I felt like it's my responsibility to really revive the industry and create a textile that's really made in Cebu. Here naman in Cebu, that's what makes it different. I believe that to call it our own and something that's made in Cebu, we have to really develop a product. To call the fashion industry an industry, we have to have a textile industry behind it. Because otherwise, we cannot just use imported materials all the time to make it Filipino. Designs might be Filipino, but the textile and the materials isn't. So this is my advocacy, sort of my personal campaign.
That's great. Well, in relation to that also, it's not just working with local materials, it's also working with the local communities that make this.
In Argao, when I started advocating this one, there's been like 7 weavers na lang there. Now that there's already new 25 looms that are given to Argao, so there are now 25 more weavers to train and even more coming. So it's not just the ones that are in the mountains of Argao, but now anybody can go to the shared service facility and they can train themselves there, they can earn, and then it creates a living and a livelihood for all the people in Argao.
Can I try them on?
Sure, yes, please do.
This is pretty. I like the skirt.
Yes.
I like the skirt. I'm gonna go
Thank
try
you.
it. I'm gonna
Okay,
try it.
please, here.
Here, look at this. This is hablon. I'm gonna try it.
That's what we're trying to advocate here, that you have a little black dress in your closet, you have a barong, you have a Filipiniana, but if you're a Filipino, you must have at least one indigenous or one Filipiniana outfit in your closet para naman something to be proud of.
Guys, we've just touched on film and fashion, and I can't wait to show you what else Cebu has to offer. We've always been called the Queen City of the South. Some say it's because of our booming economy. Others say it's because of our tourist destinations, while others say it's because of our colorful history. But personally, I think it's because of our vibrant art scene. I'm Chai Fonashare. I'm not your Queen of the South, but today I will be your tour guide, and I'll have you meet some of the most talented people I know here in my Cebu. Pak. So, Murag, dili ka
Inamoy ka ng
kapok.
toyo lang.
For me, language is a whole universe in itself, and that the universe of Bisaya needs more representation in the media.
Cebuanos are generally very light-hearted people. They don't take themselves seriously, but they take what they do seriously. So
That is correct.
Yeah. I can't wait to show you what else Cebu has to offer. Today we're talking to Abby, who is a really good friend of the creator of Bunso and also one of Bunso's representatives. Hi, Abby. My name is Abby.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Wonderful.
you.
This is an idea that Sophie had maybe like 4 years ago or something. She called it Bunso because it means the smallest type.
Yeah.
And at the time, the woman that she wanted to help that were struggling had young kids, a little bit like the age of her younger son. So she said, okay, let's do it, and it will help people to know more about the Philippines, the beautiful colors of your costumes, and it's just an amazing country that, deserve a lot of attention. So she created this rag dolls and find a painter that's very talented. So hand-painted faces and
I'm so curious as to who Bunso works with and who makes these dolls.
Bunso works with 3 or 4 mothers, struggling mothers who are also seamstress. So this is really a wonderful livelihood also for these women, but because they work at their pace, in their house, and they just deliver on time.
So it's great that it's not just giving source of livelihood for these mothers, it's also teaching them how to tap into their own creativity, telling their own stories through each
That's right.
doll that they make. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for the information that you gave me about these, and thank you for doing this. And thank Sophie for us.
Yeah,
I like that you guys are doing this.
It's nice. Oh, by the way, you can find those dolls in Holika in Crossroad, Cebu City.
Oh, I know where Holy Cow is. Let's go check it out. Hi, Kay.
Good morning. Welcome to Holy Couch.
Hi.
Hello.
Mama. So these are the dolls na.
They are here.
Okay, so what does Holy Cow mean?
It's a shortened term for Holistic Coalition of the Willing, which is very serious, and we do very serious work, but we like cutting it short so that it's fun. We have projects with specific communities. We link designers who are known internationally, who are homegrown, by the way, and communities, grassroots communities, because we believe that design is the vehicle to solve problems. So, for example, right here you see Cebuano Hablon.
This is from Argao, correct?
This is from Argao, yes.
I can use
And
this as a
have it.
blanket.
You can, definitely. It's 100% Philippine cotton, and it's always fresh from the loom. It's very soft, and it lasts a long time. So we carry that here, and we make sure that it becomes relevant again, because the more people appreciate it, the more support these communities receive.
Okay, I like it. Is that a thing that you have with the rest of your other products? Like
It is.
You
It
are
is.
very tied up with the local cottage industries.
We are.
And there's a lot of culture in it. I love it. Like,
Exactly.
We carry our culture in this.
Exactly.
Tell me about this. This looks pretty.
The pusit.
Yeah. And you have shrimp here.
Yes, we do. What we do in Holy Cow is also to emphasize collaboration. This is actually sustainable material. This is sandubag. This is sandubag. We strip it, we twine it, and we work with communities to sculpt these little pieces. And they come to us, and our designers, our head designers, apply them into different materials.
I love that.
These pieces are by Debbie Palau, and these in particular emphasize individuality because this is hand-painted.
Seriously?
We have a general pattern, but we let our artisans sort of go with it. And that's why when you buy one chair, it isn't the same
Yeah,
as
this
any
one
other.
is definitely not the same as that one. I like this table here. Is
That's
this also
made of rattan, and it's bound in copper wire. And if you notice, the pieces are uneven, even while it's structurally sound. The other pieces of rattan, rather, that aren't that are sort of not level, are retaso from other rattan pieces. So you know what? We try to practice zero waste as much as possible. we should focus on not just ourselves, but the domestic industry. And to show people that all of these great brands abroad have the blood of the Filipino in them. You know, if you love those brands, why can't you turn around and love your own? It's also kind of erasing the colonial mentality.
You have to go back home so that you can introduce yourself properly to the world.
Parang you can make a living out of being genuine and out of being really true to yourself and respecting your craft and respecting who will eventually receive your craft at the end of the line.
And respecting the source of your materials.
That is the most important thing.
I am going next to a spot that I consider home because that's where a lot of my music and the music of Cebu was made. We will see our friends in 10:32 Studios. Ayo, Jude, are you here?
Leon. Hello.
Hola. Hi, so this is Chase Bantog. He owns 1032 Studios and he's also the sound engineer. Currently, this is Jude Itamondok, songwriter extraordinaire. And he's done a lot of stuff for the Cebu music scene and theater. Correct. Paduwa ako, Bi.
Sige, go. Ato na.
Paduwa ako. Oh my God. So these are actually the signatures of all the people who have worked here. Where's mine? There's mine. With a smiley. Over there. Right. God. I've worked a lot in this studio before. This is where we recorded vocals for our album, which was released in 2013. My band is called Boom. The album is called Anesthesia. And then I've recorded some of my Cebuano songs here, including the one that won me the first place in Vispop this year. Kung di pa lang kubuang.
She started out as an interpreter of Vispop 1 and she won Best Interpreter. And from then on, Vispop 5, she finally joined it and she won the contest.
Di pa lang kubuang. Adun ako'y siguradong trabaho.
May reputation na rin yung Vispop. First, we feature really the Bisaya language. And secondly, we feature music that is very contemporary. Especially sa mga Bisaya, we always think of Bisaya music as like traditional or pwede ding bakya or baduy or ganon. So we have that initial impression of Bisaya music and we're trying to change that with this pop.
The community in Cebu, the music scene in Cebu is still growing and it's quite healthy, regardless of the fact that there are small venues for playing for musicians in Cebu, but still they still make music, so that makes us happy.
That was my entry for this year's Vispop. Actually, it took me 5 years before I actually joined. And it was Jude who told me to join. And he's been bugging me ever since Vispop started. Like, write a Cebuano song, write a Cebuano song. And I have a bunch of Cebuano songs, but they never really got recorded. And some of them never got finished. This is actually the first Cebuano song that I finished na-record. And yeah, thanks to Vispop.
The contribution of Vispop is it starts a conversation. We're able to share with each other who we are. We don't have to meld into one identity that's kind of contrived. We can be ourselves. This is the renaissance of OPM. To be able to hear the other Filipinos and be represented in the mainstream. Not only Tagalog or even Bisaya, but all these other cultures and languages.
Di pa lang ko So I'm going to a place that I have been hanging out for the last 10 years. I've considered this home for that long a time, as well as other artists. And it's the only place here along Gorordo Avenue that's left that's home to many artists, and including lawyers and call center agents. And I'm going to meet my friends from Cebu. I'm very excited. I'm coming home, guys! Yay! So this is where Soto Kill Sauce shoots most of our material because, well, we love this place. And right now, we've just thought of something and we're about to do it. Spirit fingers there, spirit fingers there, spirit fingers. Soto Kill Sauce! Welcome to Tagalog Repair Shop, madam. How can I help you?
Nay Lodi, kanang nakay makatabang sa akong Tagalog.
Ay, naa kayo, madam. Asa makamato ka Manila?
Oh, atok Manila, mang vision ko mag-artista ko sa ano.
Ay,
Dark and White.
Dark and White. Musikat ka, madam. Kay puti ka, madam. Artista ka, madam. Naami Tagalog juice, good for 2 weeks. You will have a complete conversational vocabulary of Tagalog worth 2 weeks if you drink this shot by shot.
Okay.
Here. And you will learn to say things like, magkano po ito? Nasaan ang MRT na Cubao at tulong nawawala ako?
Ay, unsa pagkabalo ko nga overdose na ako?
Ay, madam, magkuha na ka, madam. Magbalagtasa na ka, madam.
Okay. Thank you kayo.
Madam, in cash or in kind?
In kind.
In kind, okay.
Salamat.
Very nice, madam. Very
Oh,
nice. Ay, madam. Okay.
Nang Lodi, my God, nakadakpante ka.
May gabi eh.
Napalagi ka diri, nakapwesto.
Kalois Ginoo.
Lodi, biyahe na sad ko. Bugat kay kong bag, kay backpacking lagi ko sa Negros.
Sa Negros. Oh, so you need Hiligaynon juice.
Yes, ma'am.
Hiligaynon juice. Oh, good for 1 month. Very light lang ang color nini, pero very effective lang gihapon siya. You will have the vocabulary of Hiligaynon, good for 1 month. Makaton ka og ingon og phrases like pungko kadi kag count bala.
Nice ka. Makataon tagbalaan eh. Nice. Kay ana ba sila na where the broken hearts go on a budget.
In Negros. In cash or in kind?
In coins.
Okay, what coins is
Dawat
that?
man ka kag sinsiyo. Tara.
Oh, very good. 1920s.
Hipster ba yata?
Okay, very good. Thank you very
Salamat,
much.
Nay Lodi, we're pa.
Ingat.
May waray. Waray? Waray. May da kami waray. May da kami. Nga tanan niya, L, magiging R.
Sige. Tigpi naman ni.
Tagwan pa.
Digit ni.
Legit iling.
One ni.
No. Abrehan, ma'am. Ito. Naisog.
Sige. Kuha na ko. Kuha ni. Imno ni siya.
Diri, bubutang. Diri, tupikal, ma'am.
Tupikal. Sige.
Sugat.
Unsa makipahon ako na.
Unsa
pagkahibawon ako na overdose ako.
Mangita ka ng sili, ma'am. Amo na ito.
Sige.
In cash or in kind?
In wallet. Sige.
Good performance! Art here in Cebu is indeed vibrant and alive, but true enough, it needs a lot of support. I think both from the business and the audience. And I think we all have to understand that art isn't just something that makes people money, it shapes sensibilities. So when you make good art, you're helping to make good people. And when you make good people, you make good communities and you make a great future for everybody. I'm Chai Share, and this is my Cebu.
Behind me is a scenic Mount Mayon, but I'm here to tell you that there's more to us than this majestic beauty. I'm Keisha Chua, and I'm excited to show you around my Albay.